Ladies and gentlemen, I will speak on one of the most important challenges of the modern age: road traffic and safety. Road space is shared by multiple vehicles. That's cars, taxis, buses, trucks, motorcycles, and mopeds, pedestrians, animals, and many other categories of travelers. Easy availability of motor vehicles and advancements in their technology has made road travel easy. On the other hand, this has also resulted in a significant increase in the number of motor vehicle related injuries. Road traffic related injuries remain an important public health problem globally. It has been estimated that approximately 1.3 million people succumb to road traffic injuries annually worldwide, and between 20 and 50 million people sustain non-fatal injuries. It is a cause of great concern that 59% of the severely injured population is young adults aged between the age of 15 and 44. At present, globally, road traffic injuries are ranked as the eighth leading cause of mortality, and if the current trend continues, it is expected to be the seventh leading cause of mortality at the global level by 2030. Road traffic safety is one of the most significant concerns of the United Nations, and a five-tiered approach has been proposed to combat traffic accidents and fatalities. This includes improvement in healthcare services, focusing on injury care, road safety management, road network safety, vehicular safety, and implementation of road safety legislation. Changes in practices like speed control, use of seat belts and helmets, respecting traffic signals and signs, avoiding drunken driving or use of drugs, following traffic rules, that's lane driving, and avoiding mobile phones while driving are some of the behavioral changes that can bring about a significant reduction in the number of road traffic related injuries. Ladies and gentlemen, road traffic injuries and deaths related to such injuries are a major public health challenge that has been often neglected around the world. While the number of deaths due to road accidents has somehow stabilized in high-income countries, the number of road accident fatalities in low and middle-income countries has been rapidly increasing due to increased motorization and population, in addition to lack of prevention tactics. Apart from human loss, road accidents are also a major economic problem, costing countries billions of dollars each year. Drunk driving, distraction while driving, and speed are the most common risk factors, while the use of helmets, seat belts, and airbags clearly reduce the probability of mortality in road accidents. Of all the systems that we use on a daily basis, road traffic systems have proven to be the most complex and, unfortunately, the most dangerous. It requires effective and sustainable measures to contain and reduce such incidents. The policymakers, automobile manufacturers, public public health experts, community groups, and individuals need to come together to address this global health issue. The important thing to remember is that death due to road accidents are preventable and can be avoided by road safety mechanisms and proper implementation of such mechanisms. According to the World Health Organization, low and middle income countries lose 3 to 5% of GDP because of road traffic accidents. Despite the high fatality rate, road accidents are both predictable and preventable, and that adds an additional element of unfortunate to the whole situation. There is growing evidence suggesting of interventions that are reliable and effective at making roads safer and lower the number of accidents. Ladies and gentlemen, a number of countries have implemented such interventions and have seen massive reductions in the number of road traffic deaths. Globalizing such interventions would mean fewer deaths due to traffic accidents on the road around the world and could save thousands of lives each year. Road traffic accidents pose such a global challenge to health and development that the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution in 2010 that led to the establishment of a decade of action for road safety. That's between 2011 and 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, low and middle income countries have limited healthcare expenditure, low physician and nurse density, and less number of hospital beds. Limited healthcare resources lead to higher dialysis losses, disability adjusted life year losses. Improving the healthcare facilities, increasing the nurse density, and implementing road traffic prevention programs can reduce the economic burden caused due to road accidents. The economic impact of road accidents can be felt at household levels as well. In low and middle income countries, road accidents often affect the economically active age group, resulting in loss of contribution towards their company, family, and society. The loss of a breadwinner to an injury or death, or the medical bills associated with treatment and care, can push families deeper into poverty and abjection at national level. Road accidents place a heavy burden on health and insurance systems. Developing countries that are focused on other developmental needs are hit the worst, as the investment in road safety does not aptly reflect the extent of the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, road traffic crashes cost most countries 3% of their gross domestic product. Every year, the lives of over 1.3 million people are cut short as a result of a road traffic crash. Between 20 and 50 million more people suffer non-fatal injuries, with many incurring a disability as a result of their injury. In the year 2020, a total of 35,766 fatal car accidents occurred on roadways across the United States. In car accidents, 50% of the fatalities were drivers, 17% were passengers, 16% pedestrians, and 14% were motorcyclists. People aged 21 to 24 had the highest fatality rate per 100,000 population. The fatality rate per 100,000 population was lower for female than for males in nearly every age group except children younger than 5 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, India is one of the busiest countries in the world in terms of road traffic. The automobile industry across the South Asian country became the fourth largest in the world in 2017. In 2021, there were more than 3 million new car registrations in the country. The Indian road network, spanning over 5 million kilometers, carried almost 90% of the country's passenger traffic and about 65% of the goods. With the rapid increase in the number of cars and the mercilessly congested Indian roads, road safety has turned into a factor of utmost importance for the country's citizens. Road safety continues to be a major developmental issue, a public health concern, and a leading cause of death and injury across the world. At least 1 out of 10 people killed on roads across the world is from India. The cost of road accidents is borne not only by the victim and their family but by the economy as a whole in terms of untimely deaths, injuries, disabilities, and loss of potential income. It is indeed a matter of great concern that despite the continuing efforts of the government in this regard and the commitments for halving fatalities, we have not been able to register significant progress in this front. During the year 2021, a total number of 4,12,500 road accidents have been reported in the country, claiming 1,54,000 lives and causing injuries to 3,84,450 persons. Unfortunately, the worst affected age group in the road accidents is 18 and 45 years, which accounts for about 67% of the total accidental deaths. India roughly accounts for just about 1% of the global vehicle population. However, it accounted for about 6% of the total global road accidents. In 2020, there were around 132,000 deaths due to the road accidents in India. One of the contributing factors could be the ever-increasing vehicle population. In the last decade, the road network across the country grew by about a third of its original length. India ranks at the top with highest number of fatalities with about 11% share globally. This issue of road safety becomes even more important for India, having one of the largest road networks in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the unprecedented rate of motorization and growing urbanization, fueled by high rate of economic growth, have compounded the problem. Each year, approximately 1.5 lakh people die on Indian roads, which translate on an average into 1,130 accidents and 422 deaths every day, or 47 accidents and 18 deaths every hour. Ladies and gentlemen, key risk factors include: number one, speed. There is a direct correlation between a rise in the average speed and the likelihood of an accident and seriousness of the outcome of the accident. In an accident, the occupants of the lighter vehicles are always at greater risk than those in the heavier vehicles, making pedestrians, cyclists, and two or three-wheeler riders the most vulnerable. WHO emphasizes that apart from reducing the risk of traffic accidents, lower speed can have other positive effects on health outcomes such as a decrease in respiratory problems associated with car emissions. Number 2, drinking and driving. Drinking and driving increase the likelihood of crash and the severity of the consequences of the crash for the one speeding and other on the road. This means that crashes involving drunk driving are more likely to result in serious injury and death than road accidents where drunk driving was not involved. The risk of a road traffic accident increases with the rise in blood alcohol concentrations, and a rise above 0.04 grams per dl BAC is linked with a significant rise in crash risk. The risk is further aggravated in young and novice drivers who are under the influence of alcohol. Number 3, distraction while driving. There are a number of things that can distract a driver while driving from focusing on his surroundings and the road in front of him, such as eating, talking to co-passengers, radio, music, looking out the side window and using mobile phones. The latter is becoming a more common phenomenon now and is definitely increasing the risk of road traffic accidents. WHO estimates that drivers using mobile phones while driving are at 4 times more risk of accidents than those not using their phone while driving. Hands-free phones are not considered much safer when compared to handheld phones. Using the phone to answer calls and texting while driving are more common in young drivers. Number 4, using seat belts while driving can reduce the risk of mortality due to injuries sustained in road traffic accidents by 50%. If seat belts are used in conjunction with airbags, the risk is further lowered. When the legislation surrounding seat belts is properly enforced, the morbidity and mortality of the occupants of the vehicle involved in a road accident is considerably reduced. According to WHO, child restraints, when installed correctly, can reduce mortality in infants and small children by 70% and 50% to 80% respectively. Number 5, helmets. According to WHO, wearing proper helmets while riding a two-wheeler reduces the risk of death by 40% and the risk of critical injuries by 70%. If the helmet laws are enforced stringently, helmet wearing rates shoot over 90%, which can lower the incidence rate considerably. The possibility of traumatic brain injury due to accidents on two-wheelers is cut in half when wearing a helmet. Ladies and gentlemen, there are ways to reduce road accidents. Lack of proper infrastructure for vehicles as well as pedestrians has presumably caused a spike in road accidents across India. The capital city of Delhi reported the highest number of deaths across the major cities at approximately 1.2 thousand in 2020. Pedestrians in the capital region were the leading victims of road accidents that year. Considerable efforts were made by Delhi traffic police to curb down traffic accidents. Ladies and gentlemen, in India, over 55% of the road accident fatalities were due to overspeeding of vehicles on roads during 2021. Moreover, the state of Uttar Pradesh recorded the most number of deaths in the country, followed by Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh during the measured period. Ladies and gentlemen, road transport is the most cost-effective mode of transportation in India, both for freight and passengers, keeping in view its level of penetration in populated areas. Exposure to adverse traffic environment is high in India because of the unprecedented rate of motorization and growing urbanization. Today, road safety is one of the biggest public health issues throughout the country. Hundreds of thousands of lives are lost annually because of the fatality due to road accidents, and the clock is ticking constantly. Road safety cannot be undermined if we want to achieve goals of sustainable development, prosperity, and growth. Road safety is imperative for a happy, healthy, and prosperous life of an individual as well as that of the nation. The issue concerns to all types of road users, pedestrians, motorcyclists, motorists, etc., as well as unauthorized roadside vendors and other encroachers. With rising motorization and expanding road network, travel risks and traffic exposure grow at a much faster rate, as the growth of registered vehicles always outnumbers population growth and new roads constructed. Ladies and gentlemen, today road traffic injuries are one of the leading causes of deaths, disabilities, and hospitalizations with severe socio-economic costs across the world. As per the Road Accidents in India 2021, there were over 4,1200 and 4,12,500 unfortunate incidences of road accidents during 2021, which claimed 1,54,000 lives. Ladies and gentlemen, as the road accidents are multi-causal, which requires multi-pronged measures to mitigate the problems through concerted efforts of all agencies of both central government and state governments. World Health Organization's Global Status Report on Road Safety of 2015 suggests that it is essential for the road users to change their behavior for safe systems to work effectively. The safe system approach advocates shifting the attention from crash reduction to prevention of crashes that lead to a serious injury or death. Enforcement of effective and good laws, such as laws for speeding, drunk driving, and use of seat belts and helmets, and can go a long way in changing the road users' behavior, minimizing the risk associated with traffic accidents. Another indispensable factor to avoiding road accidents is safe road infrastructure and safe vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, actions for road safety include: number one, Choose a government agency to coordinate the National Road Traffic Safety Program. Number 2, identify the challenges, institutional regulations, and practices associated with road traffic injury and the potential for road traffic injury prevention in the country. 3. Develop a national road safety model. Number 4. Assign human and material resources to the national road safety project. Number 5. Introduce specialized mechanisms to prevent road accidents, reduce injuries, and contain their effects, and assess the success of these mechanisms. Ladies and gentlemen, road traffic accidents can be prevented by: Number 1, remain vigilant when driving and keep your focus on the road. 2, never exceed the speed limit. Number 3, select a safe car with excellent safety features. Number 4, regularly service your vehicle and make sure that tires are properly inflated. Number 5, do not rely on the mirror when backing out. Look over your shoulder to check if everything is clear. Number 6, obey traffic rules. Then defensive driving. Maintain a safe distance between the vehicle ahead. Stop texting on the phone and be careful of the traffic signals, hasty motorists, and cars pulling out from parking or service roads. Drive within specified speed limits because speeding can be fatal. Check your blind spot every 10 seconds is a good practice while changing lanes, backing out of the parking, merging with other traffic, before turning or pulling out your car from the curb. Next is, don't drive while drunk or drowsy. Always remember the basics of driving, like wearing a seat belt or helmet, keeping a set of extra tires, and checking your vehicle thoroughly before starting your journey. Ladies and gentlemen, what needs to be done? Road safety education from the primary level. Start educating children on the road safety and correct behavior on the road. Number 2, road safety education from the primary level is extremely important. 3, stricter exams and practical tests for driving licenses. Better road design, maintenance, and signage. Crack down on driving under influence of alcohol and drugs. Enforcement of traffic rules. Encouraging better road behavior. That is, be the better guy. Wearing of seat belts and helmets. Determining road worthiness of vehicle. And better first aid and paramedic care. Ladies and gentlemen, prevention is better than cure. As they say, speed thrills and also kills. Keep a rein on your speed so that one is in better control of the vehicle. Traffic rules have been designed with safety foremost in mind. It takes into account safety for all, including pedestrians. Follow the lane and keep the required distance between the vehicles. It is important to display appropriate indications, signals, especially while changing lanes or before a turn. Respect for other drivers on the road is sacrosanct to road safety. Pedestrians and children come first. Preference is to be given to pedestrians and children crossing the road. Caution signs are very important as they warn about accident-prone spots so that the driver can reduce the speed of the vehicle. Signboards on the roads are vital clues about road design so that the person behind the wheel can exercise caution. Adopt anti-skid brake system in the cars so that the risk of cars skidding can be reduced. Airbags in the vehicles are a must to cushion the impact in case of accident. Reflectors to be used on the rear of the vehicle. Ensure all lamps are in working condition. Hazard lamp should be switched on when the vehicle is parked on a highway. Vehicle must be in good working condition. Road should be in good condition with proper signboards. Drugs and alcohol can slow down reflexes, disrupt accurate judgments, and cause mental alertness to dip. They have been the reason behind many fatal road accidents. Falling asleep behind the wheel has led to many grave mishaps on the road. Drivers must rest well as the lack of it can have an adverse effect on mental alertness, slow down reflexes, and even cause momentary sleepiness behind the wheel. What follows is a disaster. It is better to be safe than to be sorry. It is better to be safe than to be sorry. Prevent accidents by taking all the precautions you can. Ladies and gentlemen, frequent and sustained communication between the different actors involved is essential for the success of a global road safety plan, along with an active effort at every tier of the national framework to educate, motivate, and engage with everyone in the road safety effort. Road traffic accidents are foreseeable and thus can be forestalled. The problem can only be addressed with a sustained, holistic, multidimensional strategy that emphasizes cooperation. Political will and government initiative is key to implementing successful road safety programs. Governments over the world must act with urgency but not haste. Most of what I spoke is from a chapter contributed by me in a book, Road Traffic and Safety, published by Nova Science Publishers, New York. Thank you very much. God bless you.